Behold a filler video. It's Dessad, Apokolips' resident genius and one of Snuggies' best customers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't forget to like for Darkseid's little pal here, and feel free to suggest the next character in the comments below. Okay, so this minifigure has detective vision, Snuggie powers that do absolutely nothing, and he uses this gun thing. That's it! He's also part of the Bizarro World Pack DLC thing based after the new LEGO movie Justice League vs. Bizarro League. It basically features Darkseid and Dessad as the antagonists of the film, trying to steal Weirdiation. Little background on Toga Party here. He first appeared in Forever People 1971 issue #1. And believe it or not, he was not Darkseid's #1 guy in the beginning. Actually, he was a servant of his brother Drax, whom was heir to the throne originally of Apokolips. Now, during a chess game with some visiting evil dictator, Darkseid shares a fond memory of his about how he corrupted a young new god. Now, the story is, of course, Dessad. Alrighty then, so what happened is Darkseid tricked his brother's servant into burying his cat alive in order to avenge his other pet bird. Because the bird was supposedly killed by the cat, but that wasn't the case, it just flew away for a little bit. After taking vengeance on his favorite kitty, the bird comes back. Now with his heart as cold as ice, like Darkseid, he strangles the little bird and leaves New Genesis to work for the evil prince, and become his #1 guy. Little Dessad served Darkseid and helped assassinate Drax and steal the Omega power for his lord and master. He is also the Apokolips' resident torturer and leading scientist. Wouldn't you love to have that job? Though while brilliant, he enjoys inflicting pain and suffering on others, which makes him perfect for torturing people. It's unclear why, but Dessad did trick the Queen, Darkseid's mom, into killing Darkseid's wife. He also later hires a bounty hunter to get rid of the second wife, telling the woman that this was Darkseid's order, which it really wasn't. So Dessad takes lead on a lot of things that Darkseid doesn't know about. The scientist also is afraid of Darkseid, but he refuses to allow anyone to get closer to his master. That's his BFF and nobody else's. Dessad is always loyal to Darkseid too, unless of course his master has fallen weak in front of him. Then Dessad feels like he is the more powerful being and he should be the one ruling, survival of the fittest and all that stuff. So he betrays him on those occasions. In fact, one comic comes to mind where he does betray Darkseid in a Batman-Superman storyline, I forget what year it was, and due to a previous encounter with various superheroes, among other things, Darkseid's powers are pretty much gone. So he orders Dessad to go to New Genesis and steal Highfather's staff from the Source Wall to help him restore his Omega powers. But during the ceremony to revive Darkseid's power, Dessad tries to soak up the Omega energy himself and is unaware that Darkseid is able to just drain the Omega rays off of Dessad. And whether or not he lives or dies in that issue, we don't know. Now just so you know, Dessad has no superpowers of his own other than being immortal and, a super genius. At one point though, during Countdown to Final Crisis, he was able to steal or copy Martin Stein's flame elemental powers, so Firestorm, for himself. So he didn't last very long in the Firestorm Matrix and was defeated by the Atomic Knights or something like that. After the demise of many of the new gods and fall of New Genesis, Apokolips then goes to Earth where Dessad takes up the form of a weapons dealer, kinda like working for Intergang. He does many shady things and also tries to destroy Lex Luthor, as well as doing stuff with the anti-life equation, which he then uses to torture many super and metahumans like Static Shock. Though it's unclear how this happens in the storyline, but after Mary Marvel has lost her powers when the wizard Shazam died, she was granted Black Adam's powers in Gotham City, and eventually, Dessad, while still on Earth, ends up possessing Mary Marvel, which causes her to go insane. Because of this incident that happens with the possession, the wizard Shazam eventually strips her of her powers completely, making her mortal once again, but that's not until much later. When she's under Dessad's influence as well, Mary Marvel was more powerful than her brother and Black Adam combined, especially after Darkseid gave her a power boost. To my understanding, because of the experiment with the Firestorm Matrix, Dessad may have been able to use this knowledge to fuse with Mary Marvel and control her. Static Shock actually gets his revenge on Dessad later after he's freed from the anti-life equation and electrocutes him, not long after he was forced out of Mary's body by her brother during Final Crisis Secret Files. It's unknown what happened to Dessad after this. He could have died or just gone back to Apokolips. No one really knows because the New 52 comes in. In this, Dessad hangs out mostly with Steppenwolf and is once again a brilliant inventor, scientist, and gets his kick torturing people and wearing Snuggies. Once on Earth, 5 years later, he tries to capture Power Girl and clone her, similar to what Cadmus did in the Justice League series. As for other media, Dessad has appeared in the Super Friends. Yes, he was in the last couple seasons of Super Friends. He was in Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice as an inner gang weapon supplier, and of course he played a minor role in Smallville. He also appeared in a couple DC animated films, as well as the Justice League War New 52 movie and the new Lego Bizarro film. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're done. If you enjoyed this video, seriously, mash that like button because it acts as like a survey for me, letting me know, hey, I actually like this crap. Well, have a great rest of your day, and until we meet again. Next up, we'll be looking at Huntress, because we need some girl power. Well, God bless and happy gaming. See you on the next LEGO Batman 3 showcase.